everyone, it's Houmi and Vanessa.
Hi everyone.
We're doing another lunch series, and our lunch series today is on emails.
Perfect.
Sending and receiving emails. As you can imagine, Houmi and I get hundreds of emails every day via email and also via LinkedIn. So
Yes.
it's any sort of email correspondence, whether it's via LinkedIn or directly to ourselves.
And we send a lot of emails as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give some tips on sending emails.
Yeah.
So my biggest tip is to actually get the person's name right on the email. I have to admit that if I get an email saying "Dear Sir, Madam," then I actually just go delete. Because they haven't. It could be a mass email, which means it's not relevant to me, or it could just mean they don't care and they're not looking, and that also doesn't work for
It's
me.
not well tailored because. And it usually happens whenever the title is Dear Sir or Madam or Hi without any
that's another
addressing.
one.
You just, and it happens a lot. Like maybe 1 out of 100% might be actually targeted at us, but it's not. And unconsciously, you just do not read it completely and quickly scan through it and disregard it.
I think on that point, if it's your first email to the person, and I will get to that later as well, what the difference between a first email and a second email. I think the first one definitely has to be addressed to the right person. And think about it the other way. What if someone was sending you an email? Would you like an email addressed to Sir, Madam, or just Hi? No, you wouldn't want that either.
And you want to know what the email is about, which is your second.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, also how to address it correctly, meaning either their name, Mr. or Mrs. And when I say correctly, also the tone of voice. Is it very formal or is it very casual? And I think for the first email, you need to be quite formal because you don't know whether you need to be or not. So it's better to be a little bit more formal. And perhaps once you've started having that email interaction and and you get to know them, then it can be a little bit less formal. But for the first one,
Australian formal is not like saying dear, but it's like you can say hi Human or hi Vanessa or hello. So not formal as in the sense that I do get dear Mr. Bigelow. Then that's a bit weird. But like in Australia, everyone does address you with first name. But informal way is like not like hey or just a little bit all over the shop. I would say considered as opposed to polite. Not like you're not addressing the Queen of England. So something,
Well,
I don't know.
No. And then we get. So that's the first point. Also, the another good point is to actually have the correct title in what the email is about.
Yes.
And a good one is to have maybe the job that you're going for, the role, and perhaps your name. That will make perfect sense to us when we're looking for emails later on, like graphic designer and then your name. Great. Fantastic, we'll be able to find it. But if you make those subjects too long or not relevant or nothing in there at all, then that's also going to get lost.
You always have to, not just for us, anyway, when you're sending an email, you have to realize that they're going through a lot of emails and then they need to identify what you're contacting. Is it something they can help you with? And if it is, or if you can help them, either way, and so that they can find out in a few seconds that this is an email that I'm going to read. So a lot of times, like we have lots of graphic designer jobs, a lot of digital designer jobs, and then someone sends me an email, I'm interested in the graphic designer job, and then it will be like lots of back and forth to figure out which job it is, and it's just that people, and I will forget in the middle of it that who I was talking to. So it's important to say this job that like mention specifically which job you're interested in.
Or a reference number. There's always a reference number on our LinkedIn and on our ads online. And I'm sure other recruitment places would be exactly the same, so it's not just us.
And when we were studying English, in the English test that you have to do in order to be able to work here, the first important things that they say, the first paragraph of your email should completely explain why you're sending an email. Really short, concise, and direct to the point. If you think, don't fluff around because people like get confused. Just say, I'm looking for a job, this is what I do. Or if it's not relevant to job, just say, for example, this is I'm an art director, I'm looking for a job in next year, can you help me or not? I think that's really, get straight to the topic that you want to talk to.
Yeah. I think, just elaborating more on that, you keep it simple. Keep it real simple. You know, if you want to tell a story or your experience, you can do that either once you've actually spoken to them or made contact with them, or if they ask for that information. You know, when we say keep it short and keep it to the point, we're not saying it's not rude or abrupt. Just, you know, I've got emails, and same with Houmi, you know, they're like thesis. They're like, you know, 2 pages just in the cover note before I even look at their CV. It's just too much for this day and age. I mean, not just for us, but for any communication, you switch off after if it's too long. So I think that's an important part. Also, if you are applying for a role, to actually attach your CV. A lot of people just say, I'm applying for this role. Yeah, great. Where's your CV? And, is that attached? Or another great one to do, and especially when it's with in the recruitment area, is actually have a link to your LinkedIn portfolio. That's what LinkedIn is about. You know, you could sign off your name down the bottom and then have a link to your LinkedIn. That's also fabulous. That's what LinkedIn is about. Yeah,
the reason that LinkedIn is beneficial is because it has a set format and everyone's used to it. So when you look at a lot of different CVs, the layout is really different. So the brain unconsciously has to figure out what has this person done. But when you go to LinkedIn, it's a format that you're used to. So we quickly can see what a person has done and has been involved with. That's why having a LinkedIn reference there could be quite beneficial. Yeah.
And then just to the sign off again, you know, don't be so casual. And I get a lot of sign offs that don't even have a sign off. They're like, thanks, and that's it. You know, kind regards, or I hope to hear from you soon, or I'm looking forward to hearing from you, or you can say yours sincerely on the first email, you know, but have your name written there. Because also sometimes with people's names, we may not know which one is their first one or which one they prefer to be called by. And that can get confusing for us. So, you know, sign off your first name at the bottom so we know exactly who it is.
And have your number. It's really important. So emails are really a lengthy process. I know that it's the 21st century and calling is becoming more and more limited, but for urgent jobs, for urgent matters, people don't have time to go back and forth in an email with, but picking up the phone in 5 minutes you can figure out.
Or going through the CV to try and find your contact number.
Exactly. I have had CVs that doesn't have a phone number. So it's really important to have it there. Just say, give me a call. And then that would be great. And remember that you've sent an email. It's really interesting that sometimes we call and then people don't remember that they have emailed you. So that's interesting too. So have an email address, a phone number there.
Okay. Receiving emails, another one of my favorites with candidates. I will send an email through to somebody and then they will return it back and say, that's great, can I have more information, or when does this start, or some information that is actually in the original email. So my top tip is to actually read the email, maybe not once, but twice, and see the information that's there. A lot of the times I personally, if I'm contacting candidates, will send a link through to them. And lots of people will just send an email back saying, can you give me more information? I'm like, well, if you read the email and clicked on the link, you would have answered all your questions and not had to wait for me to come back.
Or call us, because we always have our numbers included in it. So we do ask you to give us a call so that we can have a chat. That really saves everyone a lot of time.
A lot of back and forth.
And it saves you time, actually, and keeps everyone warm in the communication. And then you might have specific questions that you might want to ask, then you can ask it over the phone, but having a general information like tell me more, like we don't know what you would like to know. So just talk about it. As recruiters, of course, we cannot mention the client's name straight away if we have never worked with you before. So asking who's the client is a bit, we cannot do it because it's part of our IP. So you could, but if you give us a call, then we will be able to have a chat with you and organize that.
And the other big one is the other big question people ask straight away is, what's the salary? Who's the company? Well, all of that is confidential. by actually talking to us and taking up the communication with us, we can discuss that with you. And we may not discuss that initially. Right. We may be asking what your salary expectation is before we tell you.
And sometimes it's like, for example, you might have really great skills and the salary may not be at the level you want it to be, but we will be able to negotiate. That's one thing. Another reason is that we don't mention the salary straight away. It's because we know that, like, for example, if you have perfect skill sets and something you can add more value, then that is something that we can work on. But if we say, for example, the salary is X and you're just like, that's not my salary, then it's just everything's shut off. And the other thing is that sometimes the salaries that every business is like that, you have a range. It's not always, sometimes it is like this is the exact salary that we have, but sometimes it's a range. And for example, if you're more on the junior side of it, or then of course it will be at the lower range. If you're higher, then it will be on the higher. So it's quite difficult to give you one certain number. But that's a really good valid question, because it does save a lot of time while you're on the phone. But it's really good to have a chat to understand, for example, if you are asking for more money, first of all, some clients are more flexible, some are not, to explore it. And then who knows, once you have a chat, then another position may come through the next day that could be aligned with your background. Yeah, perfect.
And then with receiving the emails, again, respond correctly, which we've talked about. You know, ask sensible questions, or if the email says don't hesitate to give me a call, then don't hesitate to give me a call.
Yes.
Because again, as we said in the pretense, we get hundreds and hundreds of emails a day. So that email that you may have responded to ask a quick question may not actually get to our list again until like an hour later, because we have so many other emails to get through. Exactly. So emails are not the be all and end all. Sometimes it's actually nice to pick up the phone and give people a call.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. Well, this was another topic. We hope that it helped you out. I think we went a little bit over time, but it's always...
Oh no, but it was a good one. Yes. Email's a good one.
Email's good, and you can utilize it in other aspects of your life, even if it is driver's license or anything. Just be any other area, you can explore it. You can utilize these techniques for them as well. And then, so we will see you next week with another topic.
Bye.
Have a great day. Take care. Bye.